Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad Usman Malik. I have done my MSc Physics, B.Ed. Currently, I'm working as HOD Physics Department at Roots College International. Students, today we'll discuss about motion and force. This is our chapter 3 from first year. Students, whenever we talk about motion, the first thing which came in our mind is distance covered, or displacement. So we must have a clear idea that distance and displacement are not the same. There is a huge difference between distance and displacement. So distance and displacement are two quantities that seem to mean the same but are distinctly different with different meanings and definitions. Have a look at definitions of distance and displacement. Okay, what is distance? Distance is the measure of how much ground an object has covered. This means that how many steps you have taken on the ground, and we'll add all those steps, then we'll have distance in our answer. But whenever we talk about displacement is the shortest distance between 2 points. And we will say that displacement is from point A to point B. So it will have direction as well as magnitude. Displacement refers to the measure of how far out of place is an object. How far out of place is an object. Just look at this picture. This picture will differentiate between distance and displacement. You can see that this distance is scalar quantity, as there is no direction included in distance, whereas displacement is a vector quantity, as this displacement comprises with direction, have direction. Displacement is from point A to point B, whereas distance does not need any direction. Students, now we'll differentiate between distance and displacement in different respects. For example, first of all, we'll discuss definition of distance and displacement. The definition of distance says that complete length of the path between any 2 points is called distance. This is the complete length, whereas displacement is the shortest distance between 2 points. Distance is denoted by d, whereas displacement is denoted by s. To calculate distance, direction is not considered, as this is scalar quantity, so there is no need to calculate direction. Whereas displacement, to calculate the displacement, direction is not taken into consideration because this is a vector quantity, so direction is mandatory for displacement. As this is scalar quantity, I have already told you that distance is a scalar quantity, whereas displacement is a vector quantity. As distance shows that complete information about the route, you can see this concept in this diagram, that distance provides complete information, whereas displacement is the shortest distance between 2 points. This doesn't gives the complete information of the route. Formula of distance is speed into time, whereas velocity into time is the formula for displacement. Distance have only positive value, as you have never heard that I have covered minus 30 kilometer. I have covered 30 kilometer. Distance can only be positive, whereas displacement can have positive, can have negative or zero values. Distance is not indicated with an arrow because this is a scalar quantity. There is no vector included in distance, so distance is not indicated with an arrowhead, whereas displacement is a vector quantity, so it needs arrow with for its representation. Distance can be measured along non-straight path. As you have already seen in this diagram, that distance is the complete path. Whereas displacement can only be measured along a straight path. Okay, dependency. Distance depends upon the path, whereas displacement does not depend on the path, but it depends on initial and final position of the body. This is the video time. In this video, we'll differentiate between distance and displacement. Have a look at this video and make your concepts.
Difference between distance and displacement. Let us understand the difference between distance and displacement with the help of an illustration. Here you can see an athlete running. Difference between distance and displacement. Let us understand the difference between distance and displacement with the help of an illustration. Here you can see an athlete running along a circular track of radius r in a clockwise direction. He starts from the point A and finishes at the same point. What is the distance covered by the athlete? The distance covered by the athlete is equal to the circumference of the track, which is 2 pi r. Is there any displacement or change in position when the athlete comes back to A? No, there is no change in the position of the athlete because the final and initial positions of the athlete are the same. That is, the displacement is equal to 0. Now let us calculate the distance covered and the displacement if the athlete stops at point B, which is diametrically opposite to the point A. The distance covered by him would be equal to half the circumference of the circle, and the displacement being the shortest distance between the initial and the final positions of the athlete is equal to the diameter of the circle. Thus we can define the distance covered by a moving body as the actual length of the path covered by the moving body irrespective of the direction in which it moves. And displacement can be defined as the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position of the moving body. Displacement can also be defined as the distance covered in a particular direction.
Hope so, students. Hope you have got clarification between distance and displacement. In next lecture, in next video, we'll discuss about speed and velocity. So have a look at my next video. Thank you very much.